Hi there friends, and welcome to episode 14 of my Dyson Sphere playthrough series. I'm Icon, and today we will pipe in some coal into our wonderful new factory. I've been looking around for coal deposits today quite some time. So there are a few on this side of the planet, and there's this one on that side of the planet. I realized that building a conveyor belt all the way up here wouldn't be too much of a trouble, so let's do it. We're just gonna have a little bit of a flight here over to our primitive predecessor of a factory. So there's a lot of things going on we need to change, and I've spent quite some time with today's episode's preparation and thinking about what to do next. So we are really not that massively stacked out here. So I calculated and realized that these miners here are completely busy with satisfying these two lanes, so we will have to acquire the iron from that side. But more of that later. For now, I really want to have those coal. Really want to have that coal patch plugged in, and oh god, there we are, not owning our materials necessary, but luckily there's now not that much of a problem anymore, because I can just pick up whatever I need with no problem. So the complexity of this game is baffling me, to be completely honest. Like, it all looked that easy from the distance, but now that I start to wrap my head around all these different machines and different prerequisite materials we got, this game has quite the complexity going on for itself. I just hope that we will get better planning and organizing tools in the future, because so far the biggest challenge while playing Dyson Sphere for me is to calculate all the necessary steps in my head. Honestly, the rest ain't bad. The rest is way more fun compared to all these calculations I'm doing lately in my head. But well, I had a teacher once who made us do calculations in the first 15 minutes of our class every day at 8 a.m. without our calculators. We all hated the man for that. But at the end of that year, I really realized that my calculation skills improved by that. So doesn't feel that great at first, but it sure does something for your training. So wait a sec. Well, I would need to put down foundation on that side now. Well, let's first check out. That's 8 veins and 5 veins, making together 13. That's more than one belt can carry. That's enough for me. We really don't need more than one belt can carry at this point. Oopsie. There we go.
Splitter with 4 directions. It can split the passing car.
Oh, come on, please don't. Sorry, that's just flipping my switch at this point. Okay, so we get to travel all the way over there. I love it that conveyor belts can be simply put on water. That's one thing I really like about this game. Making things so much easier than if I would be needing to build stuff to actually get my materials all the way over the water. Okay, so we need to move a little bit here. Thing here is we need to stay next to the little drones, because otherwise they won't be able to work efficiently. Luckily, this planet has lots and lots of material available for my core to charge. Okay, so until I know where I exactly want to be with that coal, I'll just leave it there. And of course, just realized I forgot to plug in power. Silly old me. Well, at this point I could just use solar power at every single of these outposts and make it shine by its own power supply. I mean, we would basically only need a handful of accumulators and a few solar cells to make sure that the accumulators just collect the power necessary for the mining patch during the daytimes. That's that. Oh dear, we're running out of materials here so often. But not much longer. I guess Tesla towers will be one of the first things I'm going to automate. Because I'm just running out of those that often. And it's time to leave the golden age of handcrafting, you know. I'm older, I'm better than that by now. Okay, just picking up some coals from the belt here to feed them into the power core, into the mecha core. Okay, there we go, that's that. So let's move on to steel. Steel production, last episode I already realized that it's going to be very hard to fill a complete belt of steel. Because we will base... 1 unit of steel basically eats up 1 unit of... Wait a sec, it ain't that hard. We just need a crap ton of smelters, I just realized. So... we produce 0.33 units of steel per second for 1 unit of iron plate per second. Well, okay, it ain't that easy. We would need 3 units of... we would need 3 smelters to produce 1 unit of steel per second. Therefore, we would need 3 smelters 6 times. That's 18 smelters. And that's also 18 times 3... no, that's 6 times 3... oh my god, that's 18 iron plates per second. That's way more than we can produce, so... let alone carry on our belts. That's another issue here I'm seeing. We need to produce those tier 2 belts first, so... there we go. I know that I'm double tapping on a lot of these nodes, but as far as I've understood things, that's not really an issue, because double tap nodes will only result in quicker emptied nodes, you know. So let's see, 7 veins, and that guy is also in 7 veins, and that's in 6 veins. So 7 veins and 7 veins are together 14. That's 7 units of iron ore per sec, more than they can carry. Too bad, eh? But that's just something I don't want to... I'm not going to let myself get stopped by that. That's quite simple. These nodes will deplete sooner or later, so therefore it's only a theoretical value at this point. But what's not a theoretical value is the fact that this miner here shouldn't be connected to that network. Okay, so we're gonna create our steel ware. And also I need a recharge. And I need iron plates. Okay, so let's fly over there to our iron plateria. These guys, oh yeah, they got lots of them plates stored. Okay, so let's go. So today I hope I will be able to finish the production of the raw materials, at least a low amount of these, because I feel like, well, that must be our initial part to do. I really like those grid marks, gotta say. They really make things quite easy to organize, you know. Alright, gathering the soil piles. That's good, because this means I'm able to use a lot of foundations on the water. Okay, meanwhile, we can also plug these guys in. And I really need some power. So let's just move over here and soak up some power. I am refueling, come on. Don't hassle me. Now, the stone will be a completely different topic, so I'll do my steel here. Just realized I want to do that like that. So, core charging speed. I really want to see what can't I already do something about that? Max core energy? No. I want that. That's energy circuit, isn't it? Fuel power, recovery speed, yeah. Mecha core level 3 required. Okay. Got it. Let's go there next then. Because this is really annoying, to say the least. Okay, so we got now 6 units of iron ore on that belt. This translates into 6 smelters, feeding 2 smelters for steel, meaning 0.66 units of steel per sec out of that array. Disgusting. Okay, well, nevertheless, oops. I need more smelters. Smelter. And I want to think about my placement here. Is it really something I want to do or not? But I think it's okay. We're gonna work with the stones if necessary up here on that meadow. And there's still plenty of room left here. Okay. At times I really like to double check if I am not
built a smelter,
producing problems. Yeah, I know what a smelter is, dear friend. Okay. Now we're gonna be creating something like that. Let's see. Hope that'll work. So, dropping down the steel smelters here. Alright, there we go. Now, power it up. Well, we will definitely need 2 Tesla towers, let alone for the sorters. Speaking of which, alright. So that's going to be hopefully a working concept. Because I wanted to create a sort of column which is replicable, you know. There we go, and now to finish it off, well, I hope they don't connect if I do this like that. Let's try it out, but they shouldn't. No, that's not what. That would be a Victorio thing to happen, but this game ain't Victorio. So here we go. This way, I'm now able to pipe in steel into my system. Research speed too slow. Don't hassle me. I like my research speed. Ah, just kidding. I can't imagine what happened there. Or, wait a sec. No, we're not out of yellow cubes. Okay. I thought I was out of titanium to work with, but obviously not. So, 6 veins produce 3 iron ore per sec. Actually, my production is a tad bit higher than that by now, because we upgraded our mining yield a while ago, but nevertheless, let's see. Now I'm really curious. Will these belts mix? They shouldn't, because as far as I've understood the game as of yet, the game always requires you to connect belts by putting them together via a splitter. That's what I've seen so far. So we might be good to go with that. I mean, the other choice I see would be to use storage machines or storage units, containers to make things happen. There's a lot of ways to get the same thing done in this game, and that's what defines good automation and production games to me. If there's a lot of ways to achieve the same thing, I'm happy. Speaking about happy, I need a oil extractor. I want to see if I need to move that away or if the oil extractor would actually find place there. Just realized that I built very close to that crude oil seep there. Okay, now, first things first, it worked. It worked. You hear me? It's alive! So, here we will have only... Wait a sec, why can't I collide with other object? What's happening here? So... Wait a sec, what's happening here? I don't understand that. So... And that last guy... Well, that must be the curvature. Ah, yeah, here. You see, the curvature of the planet does that. Well, that ain't really a problem. It just ruins my looks of the facility, so... Jeez, I didn't expect that. I really didn't expect that. But it's not an issue. Factory just will look like that. Now, oil extractor. Yeah. You look at that! Just perfect. Sorry. It really makes me always very happy when things like these happen, especially if I if there was no plan before that, you know. There's nothing cooler than involuntary perfection. Okay, so that's gonna be that. Let's copy this. And that won't be really an issue here. Or will it? Yeah, whatever. We're going to put that down like this. I mean, it's not like any of those guys has the necessity of bigger sorters here or anything like that. No, not at all. Okay, but the good news here... Wait a sec. That didn't work out as intended. So let's destroy that piece of lane, because they didn't connect. It's bad. Alright, let's pick those up real quick, because I want to have a clean slate here. So I think that's... Now it's working out. Sometimes they don't connect correctly, or I just derp out a certain functionality to connect them properly. I don't know. Okay, so we got down steel. I'm just double checking all the basic materials a constructor might need. So let's continue with graphite. The energetic graphite is a pretty easily done process. So we will need 2 units of coal and 2 seconds. So that means we will produce half a unit of energetic graphite per second. But we would also need 4 units of coal per second. to push that onto 1 per second. So if we produce half a unit with 2 units of coal, to produce 6 we need 12 times that amount. That makes 24 units of coal per second. That's quite a lot. We don't have that on our belts, don't we? So let's check it out. How much coal do I actually have here? So 6. It's 6 units of coal, basically. We can calculate with that. So 6 units of coal will produce 3 units of energetic graphite per second. I'd say we have to be happy with that. So let's produce that stuff. I'm going to produce the graphite down here because I feel like the smelter up there does just a nice job as a, what's it called, metal smeltering facility, you know. So I'm going to smelter other stuff not in that vicinity to just categorize things a wee little bit. Okay, so we will now wait a sec, but let's think about that. They only use 1 unit of coal per second, so I can install 6 of those. Yeah. Because they always work 2 seconds with those 2 units of coal, so therefore this belt should be able to sport 3 more, if I don't correct wrongly there. You see, it ain't that easy for me to wrap my head around these calculations all the time, especially not while talking and planning at the same time. This really makes things even harder then, but you know, I'm a man that likes his challenges, so. Alright. I really wish for a option to break down recipes differently. For example, it would, for my personal understanding, it would help me so much if I could adjust every recipe to numbers per second. Like these are numbers for cycles per 2 seconds. I know that this is also easily calculatable if you really want to, but I haven't fully wrapped my head around it yet. But let's see. This game just started out as of lately, so we'll need more sorters than that. Oh, do I even have enough sorters? We could also produce energetic graphite or energized graphite out of the, what are they called? Out of the oil processing up there. But I feel like if I would do that, I feel like risking my ratios, and also I don't think I'm able to produce a larger amount, but I'll keep that on my mind if I ever need to amp up my graphite production, so there are options. Let's put it like that. So, let's fly back to the graphite production. Alright, so finally organizing myself. Only did take me around 15 episodes. Ha. But I gotta say, the complexity level of this game is pretty high. Like, I was very surprised about that. I mentioned that before, but that's a positive thing, though. Totally a positive thing. I'm tired of games that are lacking in complexity. Had my fair share of those. Alright, we researched the interstellar logistics. I mean, I am so friggin' far away from being able to use that, you know. So let's stand right next to a recharge core, and let's plan our next steps. So let's see, for all these things we'll need geared wheels, of course. We'll need these electromagnetic turbines. A lot of things I have created up there already, so let's see. Fractionators need steel, glass, stone, so definitely seems like we will need to create a stone facility now as well. So stone bricks are the most easy and common material to work with. I'm not sure if I really want to create that many of those, but let's see. Yes, we need 6 per second of those, no matter what. At least those. So glass. Glass will be created out of raw stone itself as well. So we will definitely need more stone miners. Definitely need more stone miners. So, yeah, well. The age of handcrafting ain't over yet. But I really wanted to have the science running on a somewhat okay-ish level before I start diving deeper into the secrets of mass production, because now my experimentations I'm running here are completely okay with my research. I mean, my research speed ain't that high, sure, but at the same time, I've got plenty of time constructing and don't need to worry about that, you know. So we need more belts. We need more belts. Where did I produce my belts again? You see, that's something that won't happen in the future anymore. And I think once I'm done with my factory, which produces my everyday needs, I will dismantle a lot of that old facility down here. Probably. Not sure about that yet, but that's the plan so far. Okay, so let's get going. We will need lots and lots of stone. I mean, lately we're going to realize another idea that I came up with as of lately with this production cycle. So instead of just doing it like I did before, now we're going to use storages. I can't even use MK2 Mark II storages by now. Neato. Let's produce a few. I'm done with those small storages. So there's one wonderful thing we can do here, and that's just using the storage units as splitters, as distributors, basically. Because those storages, they have insane capacity amounts, you know. So we only need to put up enough sorters to get a whole belt munched in there per second, and then easy as that, we should be able to just distribute that stuff in a way we want to, you know. So that won't be working out as intended. That's no problem though. I've seen something really groovy and I want to reproduce it today. Let's see if I'm able to. So we need 2 sorters, 2 Mark II sorters, because one Mark II sorter transports 3 items per second. Since we're transporting 6 items per second, that's one thing. So we can now transport out stone into this direction, just like that. But I've seen some crazy people doing crazy stuff like that, and you can also use these if you are able to put up your belts like this. Let's see. Oop, that was like this and like that. Yeah, well, there must be, no, the input must be on this level. Okay, we can't do it this time, no problem. So, long story short, I hope you can follow my idea. If I would have put the input of these stones on the top level, I could use the bottom level as an output. Doesn't make sense right now, but that doesn't matter. I messed it up here, but now I know how to use it. That's all I need to know for now. So the long story short behind that is you can use multiple level storage areas as super splitters. I've seen people use these thingies here as splitters now for a while, and I like that. So, but for today, we're just going to use this thingy here as a one-sided splitter. Yeah, well. Oh no, wrong direction. It's still unfamiliar for me that the belts flow into the direction you click them, you know? And that's how it works like. Okay, but for now, well, that wasn't what I wanted to do, but that's okay. That's gonna storage a lot of stone here. So do I really want that? Well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do it correctly. So it's at least one of those belts, you know, to show you, first up to show you what I was meaning, you know, and also because it's gonna be really, really useful for us. So let's see. Wow, that's a little bit disgusting to build. All right. So slope to steep, they tell me. Okay, we need to go up with that a whole while earlier. So okay, this will be the height. Oh yeah, this will be the necessary height already. So this way and then that way. Yeah, now it should work. And this is pretty crazy because, oh, I'm not at the same height. No, aw, dang, I'm... Alright. This is quite difficult to pull up, but when it works, as soon as it works, it is a very, very powerful way, because everything that will land in the upper levels will be stored, is accessible in the lower levels as well, if that makes any sense. So we have to start like here. Wow, those controls are still a little bit tough to deal with. So I'd say we go into that direction here. The most difficult part is to determine if your height is correct. But I think now I did it. Huzzah! And the whole idea behind that is that you are now able to output stones while output stones at the lower level while inputting stones at the upper level. So now I have this lane here free to output yet another belt of stone if I want to. Okay, enough of that. It was one wonderful show today, and I thank you all for being around here, and I hope you enjoyed yourself as much as I did. Next episode we will continue on our quest here to make this thing a wholesome factory. Alright, leave your comments down below, leave a like, leave a subscribe. I'd be super happy to entertain. See you guys soon. Bye bye.